Hey there, you. Ready to dive into a question that's been puzzling people for ages?
Yeah.
Today, we're going to unpack this whole good versus bad thing. What makes us who we are,
Right.
using some seriously thought-provoking research. So get ready.
Oh, absolutely. This is like one of those questions, right, that philosophers have been kind of like wrestling with forever.
Right.
And now we've got modern science that's adding like all these crazy layers to
I
it.
know, it's not just as simple as being born good or born bad.
It's way more complicated than that. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the sources we have actually goes deep into this whole idea of evil. Like, what even is it?
Hmm.
Is it like a real thing? Or is it something that we've, as humans, like kind of made up?
Right.
What do you think about that?
It's a concept. It's a concept that, we see in so many cultures across history. Like we always try to find an explanation, right?
Right.
And sometimes it's like, oh, it's this, evil.
Right.
But to like actually nail it down scientifically,
Hey?
it's not so easy.
Yeah.
But there is some really cool research out there. For example, there's this one study from neurocriminology,
Okay.
and they found that there might be a connection, right, between reduced gray matter in certain parts of the brain and criminal behavior.
Wow.
Now hold on. This doesn't mean that these people are like destined to be evil,
Right. Right.
but it does suggest that maybe biology has a role to play.
So it's kind of like we're bringing back that nature versus nurture debate,
Exactly.
but now we're talking about morality.
Exactly. And it's almost never one or the other.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always this blend, Like, for example, one of the sources talks about epigenetics.
Yep.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like environmental factors can literally switch genes on or off.
Wow.
It can influence things like how impulsive you are or how aggressive you are. So even if you have like a gene, right, that makes you more prone to certain things,
Right.
your environment can totally change how that actually shows up.
So basically, it sounds like we're saying there's no such thing as like predestined.
Right.
It's way more complicated than that.
Way more.
Yeah, okay. But then that brings us to like, okay, if it is this mix of nature and nurture,
Mm-hmm.
what happens when we see people who we think of as good
Yeah.
make bad choices?
Ugh. That's the question, isn't it? It's
Right.
like, where is that line? And this is where moral agency comes in.
Okay.
We love to put people into categories, right?
Right. Good, bad.
Good or bad, yeah. But the truth is we are all on this spectrum
Right.
of behavior.
Mhm.
And this one source talks about it was a controversial one, but it was called the Stanford Prison Experiment.
Yes. Yes.
They took a bunch of students and they had some of them be guards, some of them be prisoners. And it was supposed to last like way longer, but they had to stop it because people got like really, really into their roles.
Oh, I've heard about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though they were just, regular people before.
Right.
And it just shows you how powerful a situation can be.
It's kind of terrifying to think about, honestly, because it's like, if you put any of us in the wrong situation,
Yeah.
we don't know what we would do.
Right. You don't know. Yeah, exactly.
So then when we think about like, okay, how should we deal with this?
Right.
Like punishment versus rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do these ideas kind of like change how we think about that?
Oh, totally. It challenges us, right? Because we have the system, right?
Right.
But one of our sources argues that just focusing on punishment,
Yeah.
like just you lock someone up and that's it,
Right.
doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't actually get to the root cause, right? Because sometimes it's poverty, it's lack of education, it's past trauma.
All these different things. Yeah.
There's this growing idea, this idea of restorative justice. Have
Yeah.
you heard of this?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of just punishment, it's like, how can we make things right?
Right.
How can we, repair the harm?
Right. So it's less about like getting revenge.
Right. Yeah.
And more about actually solving the problem.
Exactly. It's not about letting anyone off the hook, but it's about understanding the context
Right.
and then trying to make things better in a way that lasts.
So I gotta say, this deep dive
Mm-hmm.
has been a roller coaster for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's really made me question like everything I thought I knew. It seems like honestly we're just kind of like scratching the surface here.
But that's what's so exciting.
Right.
Right? It's like we're always learning, and the cool thing is, like, your experiences, what you value, how you see the world,
Mm-hmm.
that all shapes how you answer these questions.
I like that. That's a good place to kind of leave it, I think.
What do you think?
So for everyone listening, if your brain is like buzzing right now,
Good.
good.
Yeah.
That's what we want. That means you're thinking. Keep digging into these ideas. Go do some more research, explore different points of view, and just keep asking the tough questions.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
And that is it for this deep dive. Until next time.